Mr. Douglas, thank you for the interview. Covenant has very successfully invested in an Armenian startup, and we would like you to share with us, with experience, how did you decide to invest in this startup and what success this Armenian startup has so far had?
Well, thank you very much. We have invested in an Armenian startup. It's a company called Embodied. They focus on artificial intelligence and robotics. And the way we found that startup is through my participation in the BHA accelerator through Dr. Armenian initially brought the company to us. It so happened that Intel Capital was one of their investors, and Intel Capital is one of the Covenant Venture Capital cohort companies. It's one of the VCs that we follow because of their experience in the space. The experience has been very positive. We like the transparency that Embodied provided. The CEO of the company is a gentleman named Paolo Perjanian. It's really just an exceptional CEO. He was the CTO of a company called iRobot, which makes the Roomba vacuum, and his pedigree at that firm was quite impressive. So we've seen the company develop since the Series B investment. They were able to attract another $20 million, which is almost 4 times the amount that we invested in the Series C. We were very pleased about that. And we work very closely with the company. Emma Arakelian, who's part of Covenant Venture Capital as well, is on the board of the company. So it's been a very, very positive experience.
Thank you. And after the first success story with an Armenian startup, are you planning to invest in some more Armenian companies?
Oh, absolutely. If they meet the criteria, Armenia has a long history of technology development going all the way back to the days of the Soviet Union. And if you look at the list of inventions that are credited back to Armenian inventors, it's extremely impressive. We find the companies that are being developed in Armenia to be quite impressive, and we're always looking for the next Embodied.
What values, what characteristics a startup must suggest for a Covenant to decide to invest in it?
So we have our criteria, in terms of investment, but we don't invest in pre-revenue companies. They have to show, some level of revenue growth so that we can track, how the company's doing. We do have the requirement that, some of the VC cohort that I mentioned before are investors in the company because we follow on. We're minority investors. So those are 2 criteria. But I would say that, let's say if an Armenian startup is showing, good sales, we want to know about the company regardless of whether one of our cohort are invested or not, because we will introduce them to our cohort. Do you follow what I'm saying? So like if we look at SoftBank, for example, as one of our cohort investors, we've taken companies to SoftBank. In fact, we took Embodied to SoftBank, for consideration as an investment.
What is the difference between investing in your own company and investing in someone else's?
Oh, that's a hard question. Well, I guess if I was an entrepreneur, investing in your own company, you always invest in yourself. And I do believe that, that's probably the best investment you can make as an entrepreneur, to invest in yourself. I started venture capital out of my family office, so Covenant is in fact me investing in something that I understand, just like, if I was making AI robots, I would probably invest in my own AI robotics company.